Principal here from thirstgym.com, and today we're talking about exercise with a standing single leg kettlebell hip flexor raise off box. Our first exercise, what you're going to need is a relatively small box, 12, 14, 16 inches works just fine. You're going to want a kettlebell, and if you're able to find a rack or a wall something you can hold onto for support, will be somewhat beneficial, but not required. Then what we're going to do is we're going to stand on the box. So if I'm using my pole, my right hand is on the pole, my right foot will be on the box, my left foot is then going to go in the horns of the kettlebell. Okay, I'm going to take my shoes off here to make this a little bit easier to get my foot in, something you can do as well depending upon what kind of shoe you have. So my left leg is going to be the one doing the work here, and then from this position I'm going to keep my foot dorsiflexed, kettlebell's clearly off the box, and then it's actually pulling my leg down just a little bit. You want to make sure you're not necessarily hiking up. Just put your foot in the kettlebell, toe up towards the ceiling as high as you possibly can. Now what we're going to do is we're going to drive our knee up into hip flexion and then back down to the start position. So I'm trying to drive that knee up, just like if I'm doing general running mechanics here, still keeping my toe dorsiflexed and driving that up as high as I can. I'm also making sure that my pelvis and my torso stay straight in front of me. I'm not leaning sideways or I'm not like twisting in weird ways. Okay, just keep everything normal. Feel your whole foot, the one that's on the box. Drive that leg up into hip flexion, all the way back down into a complete straight line, and then back up, and then just repeat. Once you're done, you can just drop the kettlebell and then move forward. This exercise is awesome for developing not only the hip flexors, you are going to get some extra abdominal work as well. Clearly, we do have it offset a little bit by holding on to this. I am minimizing the amount of abdominal work, at least the side abdominal work that I'm getting. But I really like this one. That weight pulling down on the leg usually gives us some distraction, which can be somewhat beneficial for some athletes, but also the hip flexion aspect. We're able to train all the hip flexors in a running pattern as we would if we were going to go run in terms of long distance or fast distance or any kind of athletics-based endeavor. So if you're looking to improve your hip flexor strength for running and sports, this exercise is easy to do as long as you have kettlebells. It also is great for those with low back pain. Many times they have weaker hip flexors. So this is a great way to, one, get that hip flexor long in the bottom in a normal standing gait, and you're going to be able to drive up as high as you possibly can into as much hip flexion as you possibly have here and get strong here throughout the range of motion, and it's very scalable because of the kettlebell weight. I assure you, you also do not need a ton of weight to be able to benefit from this. That 10-pound weight there for me feels really good just for the demo purposes. I may go up one heavier if I was actually doing this from a training perspective. So again, you don't need a lot of weight. My recommendation is you can do this as part of your warm-ups. You could also do this as a filler day, or you can use this to supplement some of your plyometrics and things of that nature. When you're doing your sprints and your runs, you can throw this in as quote-unquote downtime, but strengthening those hip flexors, getting some overload there so that when you do actually go to sprint or whatever, you're actually going to almost feel like some post-activation potentiation that when you drive that knee up, you're going to feel more powerful and explosive. From a low back protocol perspective, I would just do this any day that you're going to do lower body, heavy base training. That way you can get those hip flexors strong, open those hips up, make them feel good before you go squat, deadlift, lunge, and all those great things. So I recommend doing this anywhere from usually about 2 to 3 sets of 10 to 15 repetitions on each leg, and then just place it where you see fit. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. Thanks. Have a great day.